Don't place a trade based on what you're seeing in this video because there is no guarantees of making a profit in the market. It takes you a long time to become a good trader. So this video here is just to educate you to become a much better trader. Hey traders, John Howell here, and I hope that you guys are doing well. I want to do a bit of a market update for you today, guys. In the markets, Dow Jones, S&P, and the Nasdaq as well too. The market has just closed. And really interesting times right now, guys. It's so interesting to see what's going on in the markets right now. And before I actually get into the technicals of these markets, guys, one thing I want to really try to drive home is the point of listening to the markets. See, you can look at the economy, but the economy is not the stock market. Okay, they're actually really two different things. Just because the economy looks like it's doing something, the stock market will, it doesn't mean it's going to do the same thing. We can never make a decision, right? And actually, everything's opposite in the world of things. And what I mean by that is that whenever we see something that is really bad in the markets, we're probably likely to find a bottom soon. So for example, how can we use that analysis right now? Now, oil, for example, that looks really bad right now, right? Fantastic. Because it looks so bad in the markets and we've had so much bad news about oil and oil's being slammed, guess what's probably likely to happen with oil soon? It may not happen now, right? But probably over the next maybe month or two. What do you think is going to happen with oil? We're probably likely to find some form of bottom and rally, right? Because everything is opposite in the markets, right? When everything seems to be really bad, just like with the stock market, right? If I bring up this chart here, and if I squeeze this chart up, squeeze this chart up, you can see here, the top charts here are obviously the Dow Jones, Nasdaq, and the S&P, okay? And you can see here, right? This is the day they called pandemic. This is the S&P. This is the day they called pandemic, and on the Nasdaq, this is the day they called pandemic. Okay. In here, national emergency by Donald Trump, printing of money. National emergency by Donald Trump, printing of money. National emergency by Donald Trump, printing of money. So, as you can see, right, in the face of this thing going down. And if you've been watching my videos for the last few months, you know I was calling this, okay? Now, granted I did call it a bit early, but then I stepped back. I said, we're getting ready for a bounce. But the whole thing about that, it's who gives a shit about what I called last month and stuff like that. I've actually just gotten out of my options, by the way, on the S&P. If you guys know what I did last month for a very nice profit. So either way, I'm good to go, right? So whether right or wrong, who gives a shit? I made some money on this bounce, and that's exactly what I was calling last month. But above all that, guys, when something seems to be really bad, and the market's been coming down a lot, we're probably getting ready for some form of a bounce, right? Now, when I say some form of bounce, at least a 50 to a 60% bounce if the market's coming down really strongly here. Makes sense? And that's when I started to go long these markets quite hard. Apple and all those sort of stocks as well too. But, the whole thing about that is that. But then the flip side is also true as well too. When everything seems to be really good, that's when you have to be opposites, right? Like for example, Bitcoin. I remember Bitcoin being at 17,000. My brother-in-law, who's a landscape gardener, my barber, everyone was talking about Bitcoin. Now, it takes a really strong individual to look at everything from a neutral perspective and say, okay, what does this mean? What does this mean to the markets? And over the years, when you're part of the markets, you see these cycles happen again and again, right? Like for example, when Brexit happened in 2016, I think it was, and we had that big, massive, I think it was like a 7% down day, 7% down day when Brexit happened. What was that? Well, actually pretty close within a few months, right? We actually made a bottom in the markets, and then we actually continue to make new highs and rally up. So it's so important, guys, that, you know, whether you like it or don't like it or disagree with it, I don't care. Okay. All I care about is you actually get ahead in the market. So you can either go with how things work in the markets and do well, or complain and whinge and whine why this is a bear market rally right now, and I can't believe you're still calling this I can't believe you're not calling this a bear market rally. Like, why would I call it a bear market rally? I don't know if it's going to be a bear market rally. All I do know is the market's been stepping higher. We're in an upward trend right now, and until it's not, we cannot call it a bear market rally. Okay? So get your knickers out of a knot for you guys that are saying, like, you know, this is a bear market rally, because you don't know, I don't know. And the thing that's stopping you from moving forward is that one thing. You know, the first thing is that it's you're not understanding of how these markets truly work. And secondly, you're thinking of well, this is really bad in the news, so therefore it's going to mean this. You know, I have some of my private clients, and they do the exact same thing. They're like, oh, John, you said this, I disagree. And then I remember when the market was crashing, right? John, you said this, I totally disagree. And then suddenly, like 2 or 3 years later, you know what, John, I heard this on the news, so I think you may be right. Like, come on. If you're interested in becoming a private client, by the way, guys, then just go to GetJohns, JOHNS, getjohnshelp.com. There'll be an application form there. Fill it out. I'll speak to you, and you may be a good fit for the coaching program. But the whole thing about that is, I'm just like, but it's not the news. Forget the news. Forget all that sort of stuff. It's like, hey, what is the market telling us, right? Because the market is the thing that we trade. Makes sense? And so it's so important that whenever we're looking at these markets, that we see things as opposites in the markets. And when things seem to be really, 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 really good, that's the time to be really, really, really fearful, right? And I've noticed over the last sort of 2-3 years, when you start to hear Donald Trump bragging about the stock market and it's happening consecutively over many weeks, be careful, because we're probably getting towards a peak in the market before we see a pullback, right? Same for the other side as well too, right? When everything seems to be really, really, really bad in the markets, that's the bottom here. Now, there's 2 sides of the coin that you can approach these markets here. If you've been part of the markets for this entire year, you can sit back and look at the markets and say, okay, this is what the market has done. This is what actually happened. This is when the World Health Organization came out and called pandemic. And you can look at it from a lens looking back. So, okay, then what actually happened in the markets? What can I learn about this? What's the truth about how these markets work? Rigged or not, whatever, it doesn't matter, right? Where people that say that this is rigged and all that sort of stuff, that's just your lame excuse of you not doing well in the markets. There's plenty of opportunities out there through stocks, guys. You just got to have a really good trading setup that you believe in, and then just follow it, right? But the issue with most traders is, one, they don't understand the dynamics of opposites, because they have a sheep mentality of, okay, everyone is bearish right now. All the news is bearish right now. Everyone on YouTube is bearish right now. This guy wasn't a month ago, right? You guys know that. Me. And so therefore they have to all be true, right? So you follow a sheep mentality, is following what the herd is doing at that time. And you know, if you do what most people do, you're going to get what most people get. And that's pretty lame results, bad results, right? And so if you want to be part of that other side, one of my earliest mentors said, you know what, John, sometimes I don't know what to do, but I just think, what would most people do in this situation? Because most people get bad results. Then I do the exact opposite. And it seems to work pretty well, you know, most of the time in the markets. So please, guys, my only hope in doing this message for you, because I want you to do well in the markets, okay? Think opposites in the markets. And yes, the market's rigged and all that sort of stuff, but there's many of opportunities out there, guys, that you can do so well in the markets, okay? Don't let this market, you know, don't let this market sort of, you know, what I'm trying to say is that when it's so important that we look at these things, and that one, We can either sit here and complain and whinge and whine about why certain things are happening, or we can say, you know what? Let me step back for a minute. Let me actually look back over the last, this entire year. And let me look at the events that have unfolded. Like, okay, when was the top of the market? And what were the signs in the market? From maybe a fundamental point of view, maybe when the virus came out. Okay, when the virus came out, this is when we should have been more prepared. Like my mentor, he shorted the market as soon as he started hearing about this virus thing happening. He knew the top was getting, he knew the top of the market at that time anyway. The top of the market was getting quite close to being happening. Okay. And the same for the other side. And look back over that time. So I can, what can I learn about that top? And what can I learn about this bottom? Okay, we found the bottom of the market, but what actually happened here? Okay, well, things looked really, really, really bad in the markets and at that time. But then, and everything looked bad. Pandemic was announced. Trump, a national emergency, printing of money, all that sort of stuff. Okay, cool. But then what also happened, right, was that was really, really bad. So we're probably getting close to some form of bottom. But then also what happened was they dropped interest rates to zero. And obviously they printed a lot of money into a lot of things, right? Markets, economies, whatever. So when you look at that, it's like, okay, then cool. As we can see, right, now, whether this race ups to all-time new highs or not, we don't know, right? We only can go based on what's going on at that time and continue to fold with that. But most people think really, really, really bad news is going to keep the market going down a lot. And it's the exact opposite. So guys, please sit back and look at this, right? Look at it. Look at the lessons. You either can be so close-minded to what's happened over this year and not learn the lesson so you can do better moving forward. Or, or if you don't, well, then you're not learning the lessons that help you get better. That's the most important thing that I always say to my private clients all the time. I have a process called record, review, and improve. With every single trade they take, they need to record it in a spreadsheet. They then need to review it every week or at least every month, all the trades they took that met the trading plan, record it, review it, and then improve. It's like, okay, then where do I need to improve on? Because that's the only way you're going to get better as a trader, right? Is owning up to where you're thinking and the way that you're looking at the markets and the way you're doing, right? Because it's never, you can either fight, whinge and whine and pump up, but that is never going to get you to the finish line. That's never going to get you to actually you becoming better. What you can do is say, you know what? Maybe there was something on the chart. Maybe technically there was something on the chart that I can see. Okay, we're now forming a bit of a top here. What was that? Was there a false breakout type of thing? What was actually happening on the chart itself? Because there were signs. And then maybe at the same time, what was happening fundamentally? There's so many lessons, guys, out of this whole thing. Looking back this entire year, that if we sit back and start to look at the events that unfolded, we can start to see, oh, this is when the top was in. Oh, this is when the bottom of the market was in. Now, I'm saying the bottom right now, right? Long term, who knows? We could rally back down and make a bottom, but at least a bottom now for where we are right now. And over the next month and probably over the next couple of months, we're probably likely to continue rallying up. Oh, John, that's a load of crap. Why don't you just call this a bear market rally? Because I don't know if it's a bear market rally. The market's stepping higher. It's in an upward trend. Don't fight it. Like, if it's going to go down, stop trying to pick the top. Like, if the market's going to start to roll over, it'll start to break previous lows. It'll start to go back into a downward trend motion, just like it did when we had that downward move there. So, guys, please. You can do so well from these markets, guys. You really, really can. But you've got to be in a situation where you've got to throw your ego out the window. It's not about your ego. It's not about you being right or wrong or all this sort of garbage that you think about these markets, right? It's definitely not a get rich quick scheme. And you can do so well from these markets. You really, 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 really can, guys. But please think about the way that you approach these markets, the way they're even thinking about these markets, right? Like. And how you are trading these markets. Are you trading a plan consistently? My mentor always said to me when I first started trading, if you want consistent long-term results, you must be consistent in the way you're trading these markets. Meaning, do you even have a setup? Do you even have, what's your edge, right? The casinos make a lot of money because they have an edge. What's your edge? Is your edge because you're just throwing a dart and say, oh, yep, everyone else is doing this, let me do the same thing? Wrong. Oh, well, this looks pretty good, let me throw the dart. Oh, this looks like it's going to go up, let me get in. Wrong, right? Like, you need to have an edge. The people that make money from these markets, it's not that they're lucky. It's not that they're like, oh, special or the insider secrets. Like, no. Me and my private clients don't know the insider secrets and we're crushing it. Yes, we have our losing trades and we take them. But overall, we're crushing it. And you too can, okay? So anyway, guys, this little update right now is not more of a technical, right? Because the technicals I've been doing for the last, all the time, right? This is more about helping you looking at it from a big perspective of you personally, how you're in the markets, how are you viewing the markets, how will you trade the markets? And you can either two choices. And guys, I'm at the same boat as well too, right? I'm always learning myself. And we are all at the same boat. Whether we can continue to learn from what these markets are doing and how we are responding to that or reacting, and then we can keep getting better moving forward, or you don't. If you don't, you're going to keep doing this, you're going to keep making the same mistakes, and you're going to keep getting the same results. Hey traders, John Howell here. Thanks for watching my video. For a limited time only, I am giving away free access to my brand new trading course. I've put all my most powerful systems, strategies, and trading techniques that I've learned over the last 15 years and put it in this course, and I'm giving it away for free for a limited time. See, in this brand new Guide to the Markets by the Boys trading course, and you can get it when you go to johnsfreegift.com, you're going to learn, firstly, you're going to get access to a brand new training course for 90 minutes, and you're going to learn all the details step by step to my #1 trading system with over a 90% success rate that works on any market and any time frame. You're also going to learn 3 powerful chart reading and trading techniques. You're also going to learn 2 more powerful trading systems, and also you're going to learn 7-figure trading secrets, mindset techniques, and so much more. There's top 13 mistakes you're going to learn, the 10K per month formula, and so much more. No, this is not a get-rich-quick scheme, but if you are struggling with your trading right now and you need help, then for a limited time, you can get free access to this. So go to johnsfreegift.com right now, or click on the very first thing in the description, because for a limited time, I'm giving away. So go to johnsfreegift.com right now and start getting access to this full complete trading course, plus also the free training with my #1 trading system with over 90% success rate. Go to that right now, and I'll see you on the next page.